Welcome to the first episode of Cheap Pedal Tuesdays, where I look at a pedal that costs under $100 Australian, which is about $60 US, depending on the current market, and I kind of test it out and go through everything and see what it sounds like. Basically the aim, I guess, will be we'll build a small pedal board at the end with all the cheap pedals I like, and you know, for all of you that can't afford to drop $200 on a pedal, you can look at these cheap options. Now, most of them will be under $50 Australian, so they'll be very cheap. For the first episode, we're looking at this pedal here, which is the Mosky MM Silver Overdrive. Now, supposedly this is based on the Timmy Overdrive, which is a great overdrive, transparent, but has plenty of range of gain and all that. So we're going to try this out. I bought it for $32 Australian, which is ridiculously cheap. In some states, that gets you about dinner, maybe dinner and a glass of wine. That's about it. So yeah, we're going to go through all the things. We're going to play with my telly, with my Les Paul. We're going to go through the Ceriatone that you can see here, which is going through my cab, all mic'd up. And we're also going to try it out through the Frenzel, through some speaker simulation using IRs, mainly of the Vox AC30 type, to kind of get that more British AC30 vibe and see what this can do with it. Okay, so first off is my clean tone. I am playing on the clean channel with the brilliance just past halfway. So here is the clean tone. Okay, so now everything is at 12 o'clock. I'll back the volume just a bit so we get unity, and this is what the pedal sounds like. So you can hear it's kind of the amp sound, but a lot more. It kind of keeps the telliness going, but adds a lot more. So let's go through some of the controls. We'll just go through a bit of the gain and then some of the EQ. So turn the gain all the way down. We of course lose a little bit of volume, so if I boost that back up. So you can use that setting as a clean boost. Roll the gain down, you've got a clean boost. And as we go up a little bit, let's have a listen. Adds a little bit of dynamic grit. You can play soft and play clean. And dig in and get that kind of nice raunchy stuff going on. So you wind it up. To get to the top end of the spectrum, you've definitely got going from an overdrive to more of a crunch kind of thing. So here there's a huge gain range there. The grit higher up isn't the smoothest, kind of nicest distortion, but it's very usable and it's very dynamic. So now let's look at the treble and bass controls. Now a lot of overdrives, especially in the lower end market, only have a tone control. The thing with treble and bass is it allows you to kind of sculpt the mids more, because you can turn the treble and bass all the way up and basically you have less mids because the treble and bass is boosted, and if you turn it down you've got more mids because they're attenuated. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to roll through the bass and then the treble, and then we'll do a few mixtures to try and adjust the mids. I think we'll go back to just before 12 o'clock on the gain. So plenty of low end that you can add to your sound, and we'll do the same for the treble. Plenty of aggressive treble there. You can get that kind of on the edge trebly British thing, I reckon. So let's just try that. So as I was saying, you can adjust the mids by moving the EQ around. So I'm going to try and get more of a mid-hump kind of warm lead sound. Cool, now I'm going to change over to the drive channel and we'll see how this goes at boosting crunch sounds to lead sounds. Get some heavier stuff. Okay, so now we've got a kind of crunch sound. So I basically got the gain fairly down low, got this level, and then the EQ is like this. I might just give it a bit more treble. So this is kind of the crunch sound. Start with the gain low, a little bit of treble, and cut the bass a bit. do a bit of a rhythm lead kind of thing. So if I'm playing some rhythm, just kind of like a... Okay, cool. Now I might just turn the gain up and the level down, which gives me a more modern kind of sound. See how heavy I can get with this and still play. Cool, so I might try that kind of sound with a Les Paul and a bit of the clean channel as well, just to show what it sounds like with that instead. Now this amp does respond a little bit of a kind of fizzy overtones to overdrive pedals, that is just part of it. This has a lot of clarity and a lot of high end in this pedal, which does give it a bit of a fizzy nature, but so does turning up the gain on this. So let me switch over to the Les Paul, something thicker, and let's see how we go there. Okay, so now I've got this on the bridge pickup, and we'll might back the gain off a little bit. This is kind of the tone we've got. Let's dial in something a bit more scooped, a bit more modern. said earlier, that channel can easily get quite fizzy, and with this cranked like that, definitely in the fizz territory. Now while I've got this guitar on me, we'll go back to Clean Channel and we'll just go through a couple of tones with it, just see what it can do. Cool, so that was it on the Clean Channel. I prefer it a lot more with the Telly. I think, I don't know, it just doesn't work as well with the Les Paul. Now, let's try it into the Frenzel. So the Frenzel is running into my computer into some AC30 cabs, so own hammer IRs, to kind of get that more vintage British vibe. It's got EL84s, unlike this with EL34s. So it's got a little bit of different character, although the preamps are quite similar sounding. So I'll change back to the Telly for this, and we'll give that a listen. So you can hear a little bit of a different tone, and then the Clean Tone is getting a little bit more breakup and stuff. So I'm going to try and just get a bit of a treble boost to begin with, just a bit of a kind of more rhythmic kind of... I was changing between E minor and E major, a little too much there. Anyway, you kind of get the gist. That is a kind of brighter, funkier kind of tone. So let's get a bit more gain going. And switch to the neck pickup and get a bit of lead stuff. See how it responds to my volume control. MM Silver Overdrive by Mosky Audio. Now, I haven't played a Timmy that much, I don't know how close it is, but it is a quite versatile and nice overdrive. Now, it can get a bit grainy in the high end as you turn that up or you turn the gain up, and that's probably not where I'd use it. Also to note, like I said earlier, and I've probably said too many times now, boosting the gain channel probably didn't work so well, and that might be the amp's fault and a little bit the pedals. But definitely on the low gain stuff on the clean, it sounded great, and just adding that little punch and that high end kind of crack to the sound really works well with this pedal, especially for $32. So if you need a boost pedal in the clean to low gain kind of range, and you know, you want something just to give your amp a little bit more something, maybe for solo, maybe for just some heavy rhythm parts. By heavy, I don't mean like distorted heavy, but just like clean parts that need a bit more guts. I reckon this is a great pedal, and just try it out and put it on your board. So I'll try and get a video once a month looking at cheap pedals. Now, depending on my schedule, this might not happen every month, and I do apologize in advance if I can't make it. But basically, that is the idea. So if you're on a budget and you just want to hear some pedals, I mean, there's reviews everywhere for all kinds of cheap pedals, but I'll just try and go through a few that I like, and I have even ones that I'm considering putting on my board. So thanks again, and don't forget to check out the other videos and subscribe. Now, I haven't posted a few videos in a while, especially demos, but I've got a few that I'll be recording today along with this review, so hopefully they'll be up soon if they're not already online. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, like I said, and I'll see you next time.